Okay, in order to create a thumbnail for a YouTube video, we're going to choose the web profile right here, which is 1280 pixels by 720 tall. I'm using pixlr.com/e, and we're going to go ahead, create new web 720p, and then create. So that's going to give us this blank canvas. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a new image, and I've taken a screenshot from the video. This is from Daniel Jawani's or DJ's video on investing into Tesla. So you'll see that it fits into our screen, and I'm going to resize this just so I get rid of the timeline that came in when I did the screenshot. And I want this mostly centered, but I'm going to leave a little bit more room on this side because that's where I'm going to put some text. Now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this. I like to duplicate because when I make permanent changes to something, duplicate's right here, this gives me sort of like a fallback if I've gone too far, if I've made a mistake. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my adjustments panel over here, my adjustment options, my adjustment options right here, and I'm going to go to hue and saturation, and I'm going to just desaturate this a little bit. I'm just going to sort of pull out some of the color just like so. I'm going to click apply. Then I'm going to go to, I think that's what I want to do right there. Okay, so I've gone hue saturation, I've adjusted that. I'm going to add some filters. I'm going to add a grain to this, and so grain is going to make it look, here's an excessive amount of grain, that's way too far. I'm just going to sort of add a little bit of texture into this, and the reason that we're doing this is just to make this stand out from all of the other thumbnails that are on the internet so that people are more inclined to click on it. I'm then going to add another filter. This one is going to be called a vignette filter, and that's going to add sort of this shadow to the outside. Here's an extreme vignette. That's, I think, too far, and I think something right in there is sort of interesting. Focus the attention. I was going to tone down the background just a little bit. I'll click apply. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new empty layer, and here I'm going to create a shape. This is going to be sort of a placeholder for DJ's name. So I'm going to remove the stroke. I don't want any stroke on this. And then I'm going to choose a color that is going to sort of be like the color theme of this video series. And so here I've got my rectangle tool. I've got my fill color, which just needs to be the one at the bottom. The other one would be the stroke. I'm just going to create a rectangle that will be a placeholder for text. Next, I'm going to add a new text layer right here. I'm going to write his name. It's D-A-N-I-L Jawani, like so. And I'm going to decrease the font size so that it fits inside of that box. I will make this, I'm going to keep it black actually. And I can adjust the text box size. I'm basically going to make the text box size as big as the rectangle right here. I'll continue to adjust the font size so that this fits. I think 36 is going to be good. And then I'll position my text like so. And you can play around with different font options right in here. There's not a ton, but if you wanted to change it, you definitely could do that. I'm actually going to go with this one, Resize. Now I'm also going to go into settings, and I'm going to increase the letter spacing. So it's just like how far apart the letters are. I'm just sort of having fun at this point. Not all fonts are boldable, as you'll see right there. If they are, that's where you would do it. And so now I can go back to here, and I'm going to use my arrange tool. I'm not going to lock aspect ratio. I'm just going to resize this so that it fits a little bit better, like so. Alright, now I'm going to add one more text layer right here, and this is going to be the name of the post. So, still buy Tesla, question mark. And I'm going to make this one white, like so. Again, I'll resize the text box about the same size. And really my goal is to make this as wide as the rectangle, so I can again play around with the letter spacing right here. Now depending upon the title of your video, this may or may not be doable, but I think for this one we can get away with doing something like that. And I'll go to styles, and I'm going to add a shadow to this, and I may need to resize this a little bit further once I've added that shadow, just because it makes it a little bit wider in terms of the amount of pixels that are comprising the image. And let's go back to styles. I'm going to go shadow. I'm going to go something crazy. I'm going to do a color, and that color is going to be the same as this rectangle. So I'm going to copy this hex code, hit OK, and then on my styles, when I choose my color, I'm going to paste that hex code right here, and then I will increase the opacity and play around with the horizontal positioning and the vertical positioning. Here you can see like how far away that shadow is, and so we'll do something like that. So then once you are happy with the title, with the thumbnail, you can go ahead and you can then export it. I'm just going to fine tune the font size. So this is sort of like the process of guessing and checking. So I think if I make this like 42, that's a little bit too big. Let's go to 40. Center that up right in here. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, we'll call that done. So now I go to File, I'll go to Save, and I'm going to save it as a JPEG. The quality, you can keep it at 90. Click Download, give it a name. I'm going to call it Thumbnail, save it to the desktop, and then you're good to go. That's it.